Well, you can ask me questions about Russian. I mean, if you like, I mean, we can talk about Russian. Anything you wanna know about Russian, just ask me.
Well, I'm not sure because our last conversation, when
Mhm.
you had spoken on Skype, you were already living in
Mhm.
Japan. No?
Mhm. Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Like, do you go to your mother country like often or not? Like,
Well, I do go,
yeah, family?
yeah, sometimes yes, but of course I live like I went to New Zealand in 2003, and since then basically I live outside of Russia. So I still speak Russian. I still kind of that's my native culture, but I mostly use English. Yes, in New Zealand and then in Japan, mostly it's English conversations. Yeah.
Oh yes, I got your point.
Yeah, yeah. But
But
of course, I
what
mean, I can tell you. I mean, if you wanna really start speaking Russian, and I know that your focus is on speaking, and that's very good because I think that most people start with grammar. They just go,
no, no,
yeah,
no.
they just bury themselves into books and books and books, and that's not good because
No, no,
I can tell you, I'm a native speaker of Russian, right? So I used to live in Russia. I used to grow up in that culture. So the important part is that I never learned Russian language as a language. I only learned to write it in school, but I learned to speak it every day, like by using it. So I never actually learned it in school. So that's why you shouldn't be even learning it. So you should be speaking it. I agree.
so
Totally
what
agree.
I have to take in my
Mm,
city actually. If I want to speak Russian, I need to take,
mm,
I don't know, to go some schools in my country. My no, in
mhm,
my country, I really believe we have, but here specifically in my city, no, we don't.
mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I know. It's tough to to find Russians. Even in São Paulo, I don't think there are many Russians. Even in Rio, I don't think there are any Russians living there. So, not many, at least. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, you can use Skype. You can use like Google Hangouts. You can use. I'm sure that there are many people who want to communicate with others, and it's amazing.
No, but my question
Mhm.
is, learning Russian by speaking,
Mhm.
is it a good resource to do? Is it a good thing to do? Like, do you really believe in this way by speaking? I can
Mhm.
speak your language maybe fluently in 1 year.
Well, yeah, it's a good question. I can tell you my personal opinion, right? So just my personal opinion. I think you can become a very fluent, almost native speaker in a couple of years of using language. Like really
Exactly.
every day you switch to Russian, you make a lot of conversations in Russian. Yes, you can.
Like,
In
for
one.
хорошо, я хотеть, будет моя бабушка. Like,
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, well, just make also it's important that if you want to learn Russian, like the one that people in Russia speak, so sometimes you might like if you talk to people from Ukraine or Belarus, you might acquire a bit different accent, so slightly different. It's not very different, but it's slightly different. So it will still be Russian, but a bit different accent.
I got it.
Yeah, yeah. But yes, I mean it's possible. I mean in one year, if you start using Russian every day, you will get at least to some like low intermediate level. You will be able to communicate with people. You will be able to answer questions. Of course, yeah, it's no question about it. In just a few months, you will be able to speak it. Yeah. But to get to like
So it sounds
yeah, to get to native level, of course, or near native level, it will take some time because it's a difficult language, difficult grammar. Yeah. Mhm.
like, it sounds amazing. Like,
Mhm.
I really like to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
Russian. Mhm.
how about the weather, for example? Because I just also have met people from your country, from Moscow and St. Petersburg, and they told me, oh,
Mhm.
we have nice weather in our summertime. You can go to do whatever you want to, but the problem is in the winter because you can freeze over here like easily.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
you really? that's so hard to live in Russian?
Well,
And do you think like to find your job, it's
mhm.
easier in Moscow, for example? How's the life over there?
Yeah. I mean, of course, I can't tell you everything because maybe it depends on your context, what kind of jobs you're looking for. Maybe sometimes it's easy to find, sometimes it's more difficult to find. Of course, there are not so many Brazilians there. There are only a few, and basically, I think maybe it's a good and bad thing. So it's a bad thing because not so many jobs for Brazilians, but it's a good thing because if there is a job, so there are not so many candidates. So you can be definitely it's an advantage. But in terms of climate, it depends on where do you live. If you live in the north, it might be really, really cold. Yes, might be even -20, -25 easily in winter. Yeah, but if you live in the south, like where I'm from, we have a very decent climate. I mean, we have a very warm climate. It snows only a couple of days a year, maybe 3, 5 days maximum. So we usually have plus temperature, like positive temperature. It's not so cold. It's quite warm. And in fact, in summer it gets actually very hot. So just like Brazil. So mhm. So it depends.
Depends, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think I heard about
Yeah, you will find it, of course, if you grow up in Brazil, you will find it a little bit colder. Yes, but generally, yeah, depending on the place. But it's not like it's always cold. It's sometimes it's hot. It depends on the season.
to ask you that because I have another question also
Sure, sure.
because I have a friend from Russia and and he told me he's living in Moldova right now,
Moldova.
and he told me, "Hey, Herbert, if you go to
Mhm.
Russia, you can have a good life. Like, well, you can have a good life, of course. You can have your job. You can like, but the problem
Mhm.
is because people are trying to avoid you. Why?
Mhm.
Because first of all, you're a foreigner, and
Mhm.
the girls prefer you
Mhm.
more because you're not from Russia, you are from another country. So
Mhm.
and easily you can have problems with that because guys, people will try to avoid you, like, oh, he's not Russian, so I will not be
Mhm.
nice with him. I'm not
Mhm.
sure whether it's true or not,
Mhm.
but people will
Yeah, it's
because
a
I'm not.
good it's a good question. I mean, I can tell you my personal opinion. In Russia, people generally, especially outside of Moscow, maybe St. Petersburg, they generally they haven't seen too many foreigners. So obviously, foreigners are not part of everyday life. There are very, very few foreigners. There are some, like for example, there are lots of African students, but they usually live in their own community, so they don't really interact too much with Russians. So yes, foreigners are quite rare in Russia, and that's why maybe people are never get used to foreigners. But otherwise, there is no like particular dislike of foreigners. I would say it's just that they don't see many foreigners around. I think that's the reason. But otherwise, I think
Oh yeah,
once you see that one thing about Russian culture, it's similar to Brazilian culture. That people are very once they get to know you, they will invite you to their homes and they will just cook very nice meal and they will just buy some really good drinks. Like it's a very hospitable culture. But it takes a little bit of time to get to know people. So like it's just takes time. Maybe it's different from Brazil. In Brazil, I think it's very easy to make friends. But in Russia, maybe a little bit it will take more time.
it depends, because as you know, Brazil is it's a big country, and you
Right.
have like 20 states, and I can tell you
Mhm.
actually, in my region, people used to be cold. They really
Mhm.
used to be cold
Mhm.
because of European immigration and blah blah blah. So people here, they have the all group. For example, this is my group of friends. In another side, you're gonna
Mhm.
group of friends. Sometimes
Mhm.
they really be close and have a normal conversation, you know, in a bar or stuff, but not so often. People here have
Mhm.
the our groups, and maybe people will even though Brazilians, from Brazilians, they when they are from Sao Paulo, Salvador, and other parts of Brazil, when they go to my state, they really think, oh my God, this is a beautiful place to live, very good safety and everything is work
Mm,
well. But the problem is because people are not so friendly as I used to
mm,
uh, see in my state.
mm,
That's
mm. What
it's a little bit.
What do you think about São Paulo? Like, would you move to São Paulo yourself, or you think that it's not the place where you would like to live, São Paulo and stay? Mhm.
I really have family. I really have relatives living in São Paulo, and I can tell you I go there often. Like two, three, four. It depends on the situation, but 4 times per
Mhm.
year. And I can tell you like, yeah, it's a great place to find everything. You
Mhm.
will find everything. Because
Mhm.
I don't know if I can tell you that, but maybe Rio, São Paulo.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can say it's a heart of Brazil. It's a heart of
Mhm.
Brazil
Mhm.
because
Mhm. Mhm.
you find everything in São Paulo. But it's a overcrowded place. You need to take care because sometimes in some areas in São Paulo people can rip you off,
Mhm.
taking a road,
Yeah.
but not so often, of course.
Mhm.
But I really, yes, in São Paulo, you can find everything, but it's
Mhm.
overcrowded and good. And I don't know. In my perception, I don't like this kind of city. I prefer here where I live.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm. Yeah.
because we are kind of more. We say an expression here in Portuguese like this. We are. We like, for example, trees, like huge backyard. Like we have
Mhm.
horses. We like it. Like our culture here, like more. I don't know. It's different.
Mhm. Mhm.
Always kind of metropolis. So me, I don't like this kind of place. Me.
Mhm.
But if I
Mhm.
get to go there just to live in this city, of course, maybe I can go there. But
Mhm.
it's not my.
Mhm. Preference. Yeah, I think that there is some similarity between São Paulo and Moscow. I think we're all both very big cities, and lots of people come to São Paulo in Brazil, and lots of people come to Moscow as well. But I think there is one difference. The difference is, in my personal opinion, São Paulo is a city of migrants. Like there are lots of people from different places, different countries. It's a very, very multicultural place. Moscow has its own culture, and basically people adopt that culture. Once they settle in Moscow, they will adopt that culture. So, and that's a difference. I think in São Paulo they keep their own culture. So if they come from Santa Catarina, they stick to the same culture. If they come from Pernambuco, it's a different story. So that's just my perception.